Hello everyone, it is Johnny Estep and welcome to another blog. We are live. Everybody and anybody is possibly, hopefully, either listening to this through the podcast app, Spreaker, that is Spreaker. If you don't have that app, I do highly recommend it. It's a very good app. Others might be listening to this on YouTube. If you are watching me / listening to me on YouTube, please do subscribe. I promise you there are a lot of podcasts that will come through YouTube as well that will help you out. And then we've got people that are following me through Twitter, or not necessarily following, but listening to this through Twitter. Boy, I tell you, it is really, really amazing how many things that you can go through, social companies that you can go through now and get your information out to people. You know, it used to be just Twitter or just Facebook, but now you can just, there's so many options. It's almost endless amount of options that you can do to get out to the world, to get out to people. And so I'm just really grateful for that. Again, glad to have you guys. I've got myself here a cup of coffee. You'll hear me say that on my podcast as I talk to you guys, because I do love my coffee, I'll tell you that. And kind of keeps you going. But anyways, we're going to be talking about business on this podcast. Going to be talking about marketing and networking. And hopefully you'll be able to pick up some information through this podcast that will kind of give you a little bit of either encouragement or knowledge or information that you've been looking for to get started. Before I got into marketing, before I got into networking and all that, I used to tell myself all the time, man, there is no way I'm ever going to make this work. I'm not going to be able to sell anything online. It's just not going to happen. And I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. And you know what? That's okay. So maybe you're one of them people right now that you've been wrong. You just don't think you can do it. And now you're starting to rethink about it. And if you're not, you need to be. I tell you that with 100% honesty. If you don't think that you can really successfully do anything online and work from home and make money and be wealthy, just like those that are out working 50 and 60-hour weeks, guys, I'm here to tell you, you're wrong. Because there is a lot of options to work from home. Now, I understand that there's also a lot of gurus out there that, that promise you all this stuff, and hopefully not. I'm hoping you didn't go through some of these companies that say, sign up and we'll give you this, this, and this, right? We'll make you rich. We're going to make you rich. We're going to make you successful. We're going to make sure that you have everything you ever wanted. See, they're lying to you right there. They're lying to you right there. Because it's not them that's going to make you successful. It's you. But there are some companies out there that lie, that will drag you in from their videos that get you going. Let me take you back to a company that I was working for a little while until I really seen who they was and what they were doing. And I want to really suggest to you to stay away from these guys. Can you make money through them? Yeah, you can. But you will go rock bottom. And if you don't go rock bottom, then you will end up making a lot of money, and other people are going to really dislike you because of the way you're doing it. Now, I luckily did not go that far. I caught on to how the company was working and operating, and I got out. But anyways, Empower Network is the name of the company, and they tell you that they do it like man, if I judge them by their videos, my gosh, they're great. They do really good videos. But the videos that they do, 70% of it was just to get you to pay attention and to get the hair on the back of your neck to stand up and make you think that, to get you basically to match your life with that situation. Does that make sense? You ever watch a video or listen to something, and for example, maybe a song, and as you're listening to that song, it kind of, brings back memories, or you relate to that song and you feel like you're with that song, you're in the rhythm, you're in the motion with that song. Same thing. They create these videos, they get you in the motion of it, and then they throw that buy button at you. They throw the buy button at you and they get you in. They tell you that join us and you're going to make 100% profit. Look, I'll be honest with you right now. If anybody tells you, any company, if you're working for any company out there and they tell you that you're making 100% profit, turn around and walk away. See, because the reality of it is, if you was making 100% profit, 100% profit, how would that company still be afloat? How would they still be afloat? How would they still be making all this money? How would they still have millions of dollars, billions of dollars, if you was making 100% profit? So basically, I joined up with these guys. I got connected with that video, man. That video sucked me in, and I was a sucker. I won't even deny that. I was a sucker, and I fell for it. And I thought, man, I'm just like that. My life's a mess right now. I don't got no money. I can't take my kids where I want to take them. I can't give my wife at the time what I want to give her. I can't buy the fancy clothes and the new shoes and the nice jewelry and the fancy cars and a new house. Man, I can't do that. I can't do that. And look at this video. Man, this guy was a construction worker working 40 hours a week. You got this other guy over here, the partner, and he was homeless and he was a druggie. And now he's a millionaire because of that company. Man, I want in. I want in now. Take me. I never get to go. Take me, please. So I get in, right? Because I'm like, man, this is going to work out perfect for me. I'm going to get in and I'm going to start reeling in these customers. I'm going to start making all this money. I'm going to take a vacation next month. I got to run and tell I got to tell my wife right now. I got to run out and tell her, honey, hey, honey, guess what? I'm in this company now. And I'm making all this money. Look at all this money. Look at this. Look at this video. Look how much money these guys are making. And honey, listen. Listen, honey, that guy right there was a druggie. He didn't have nothing, and look what he's wearing now. Look at that boat he's on. Look at that yacht. Look at this guy. Look at this guy's house over here. Look at that. It's a mansion, honey. And now I found this company, and I can make the same amount of money as that. We're going to have everything now. We're going to have everything, honey. Boy, was I wrong. I was wrong. I was so wrong, and I wanted to beat myself up for it, but I was wrong. Was I ever wrong? So I got in, and I've got 18 people to sign up. 18 people, and at the time, that was huge for me. 18 people, I thought I was on top of the world. Man, I'm not going to be eating no bologna sandwiches now. I'm going to go to Red Lobster now. I got 18 people. I'm on top of the world. I've got it all figured out now. I've got it all figured out. Because I'm going to make 100% profit. I'm going to get a check from them 18 people. And man, it's going to be nice. Oh, and look at it. It's residual income. Residual means that it's repetitive over and over and over. Once a month, I'm making all this money from 18 people. In my first 4 days, I had 18 people. And I'm going to make all this money. And every month, I'm going to get a check. But daggone, it's only been 3 days. I got 18 people. Man, I'm going to take a break. I've got enough to at least give me a couple of days to sit back and do some more research. Then I got 24 people. Their week went by, I had 24 people. So, about 2 weeks later, actually 3, the beginning of the month was about to roll back. You know, it's about to be the May 1st, to be exact, the month of my birthday. Out of all things, the month of my birthday, and I thought I hit it rich. Thought I had a lot of money coming. I thought I had it figured out. So man, I'm so tired of failing, and this company has taken me to the top. So we're leaving the house. She stops up at the mailbox and she says, "Dear, you got your check today." I said, "What? I got my what? I got my what? I got my check. Don't open that yet. Give me that. Give me that." She was looking at me like I was crazy. Handed me that check. I said, here. Handed her her phone. I said, when I take this check out, I want you to take a picture of me holding this check up. She said, "John, are you serious?" "Yeah, I'm serious." I said, "Baby, we're rich. I'm serious. I'm going to put this picture on the back of my wall. We're going to have pictures in the living room, in the bedroom, in my office." Yeah, I'm serious. So I opened up that envelope and held up that check. She took a picture. I wouldn't even let her look at how much it was yet. She took a picture and man, I was so excited. And then I said, "Well, let's get to the bank. Let's go put this baby in the bank. Let's go cash in." Go to the bank. Thought I had it all figured out, guys. Handed her a check. She didn't look very happy anymore. She was talking to me and she was so upset. Almost assumed that a couple times as I thought about it after that, almost something, well, she was just too daggone scared to tell me. She said, John, stop." I said, "Stop what, baby? This is the best days of our life." "Stop what?" She said, "This check's only for $32. I felt like my heart had been grabbed and pulled from my chest and stepped on. You see, it wasn't 100%. And I called them up and I was complaining, that's what's going on here. I got all these people. Well, you need to go read the policies and regulations and all that. And I read deeper and there it was. One of the statements in there said that there was no promise to pay. There was no agreements about 100% profit. It was an affiliate marketing company, and they still exist today, guys. But what it is you get 3 people, All right, let's say you go out, you got 3 people. Now they're under you. You're like the coach of the team. 2 of them people you get paid for. The 3rd you don't. Okay? So 1 and 2 is yours, 3 is theirs, 4 and 5 is theirs, 6 is theirs, 7 and 8 is yours, 9 is theirs, 10 is yours. And then they say 11, 12, 13 is yours, and then, and so on. But there's never 100% profit. And all they were doing was selling me information. They were selling me information to get themselves rich. See, they were going out and they were paying, and companies do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. And, can Empower Network make a person rich? Sure, they can. But is that really an honest business? I didn't want to work that way. I didn't want to destroy somebody else's feelings the way that mine was destroyed when I got shafted like that. When I got, made out to be a fool. Made out to be a fool, and it took the work energy right out of me. Now, I waited another couple weeks before I stopped doing anything at all. Because, see, it was $24 a month is what I was paying. And I had 8 of my lessons was unlocked for my membership. They had different memberships. The more, the higher your membership was, the more you could get access to. So I dug deep on them. And I'd always done that. Always dug deep on companies. Always remember that. Whether you're a part of them or not, dig around on other affiliate companies. Try to figure out how they're doing their stuff. To make sure that you're not doing the same thing. And to make sure that what you are doing is something that people can brag about. Something that you can brag about. Something that your customers can brag about to their customers. And their customers can brag about their customers. You see? But it's all about lessons, learning. Lessons and learning. But be careful. Be careful on what you do. Be careful on the companies you join. Because you just never know. Do your research. There's options. There's always options, no matter what you do. No matter what you decide, you've always got options, right? So anyway, that was rough. It was rough for me, and it taught me a lesson. It taught me to not depend on any company to ever take care of me. Not in that way. So just remember that. We lost a connection there, folks. I apologize. Don't know what happened. My apology. You always want to look at what your resources are. You always want to look at what, there's always options. Always options. That company, the Empower Network. Now, I'm not saying that they're a bogey company and that they're fraudulent or anything like that. But what I am saying is that the way they do business is not a way that I would ever want to treat my own people. See, I want to build integrity that's going to be always for the better. I want to have a strong integrity, and I want to have an honest relationship with my customers. and with my clients. That's important. That's real important. So let's just talk about real quick. Let's talk about some of the key strategies, some of the key things that you really need to focus on every day. Every day you need to focus on a couple things. You need to remember this stuff. If you got to take notes, take them. Never be scared to take notes. People always gave me a hard time. I'd go to some of these small seminars and conventions, and they'd be like, well, you didn't need to bring your laptop today, or you didn't need to bring that. Yeah, I did. I take notes. I take notes all the time. All the time. Because that gives me an advantage. I remember a boss of mine years ago always told me, he said, I knew when I first met you, he said, I knew that you was a smart guy. He said, because in my class, see, I went through his training program, and he was not just my boss, but he was also my instructor. And he said, nobody else in the class was taking notes, but by gosh, you was. He said, that's a smart man. So, here's a couple things to remember. Every day, this should run through your head. Think about it. Work on it. Think about it. The first word we got to talk about right now is integrity. Integrity. Something that will build you a business. It will build you a relationship like no other. If you have a strong integrity, a high integrity, a highly respected integrity, people will remember you. People will remember your name. They'll remember your books or your stories or any of that. They'll remember it if you've got a good integrity. If you got good integrity, you will be successful. Honesty and integrity. You got to build an honest relationship with yourself and build an honest relationship with your viewers. Whether it's your customers, clients, potential customers, potential clients. You got to prove to them who you are. And that's fair. Sometimes people say, well, I don't know why they don't believe me. They don't know me. Why do I got to prove to them that I'm an honest person? That's not right for them to think like that about me. Sure it is. Sure it is. They don't know you. But you know what? If you had a good integrity and a good history, they would know you soon as they saw your face. So build a good relationship. Build that honesty and trust with other people. Because that's going to pay off to you later. Integrity and trust. Let's talk about something else. Now, I know the podcast, I said, we're going to be talking about getting started with marketing. We're going to get to that. But this is important stuff. It would do me no good. I wouldn't feel right just by telling you what you need to do right now to go ahead and get started and start making money if I didn't go over this stuff with you. Right? Because I want you to see exactly how much I do care about my work, and I care about my listeners, and I care about those that are looking to me for advice, for help, for teaching. That all means the world to me. Right? Self-esteem. Have a good self-esteem about yourself. That's also going to be a big key to your success, to your business, to your family, to your friends. Self-esteem. Believe in what you do. Believe that you can do it. Believe in who you are and believe in where you're going. Believe in what you do. Believe in who you are. And believe in where you're going. I'm going to say it again because I'm drilling it into your heads. Believe in what you do. Believe in who you are. And believe in where you're going. Get up every day and tell yourself that you are a smart person, you are a good person, that you can do this and you're going to do this. Just try that. Try that. Every day you get up. Whether you got to say it out loud to yourself or you just, under your breath say it to yourself or in just your mind. Or you go to the bathroom and you look in the mirror, you look at yourself and you tell yourself that. I believe in you. I believe where you're wanting to go. I believe. Self-esteem is important, guys. Because if it's bad self-esteem and you think that you're just a piece of junk, you'll never get over that speed bump. And you know what? We all have speed bumps in our life and you've got to go right over the top. Don't go around it and don't turn around and go away from it. Go right over the top. Because when you go over the top, that means you dealt with it. That means you faced that fear, you faced that problem, you faced that challenge, and you ran it down. And that's what you got to do with your self-esteem. Face it. And don't let anybody else decide for you. Never let another person decide who you are or where you're going or what you're going to do. Don't never let nobody decide what kind of success or how much money you're going to make. See, I can tell you that. I can tell you this much. I can tell you that you will be successful. I can tell you that. If you follow what I'm telling you, I can tell you that you will be successful. If you follow what I suggested, and you follow on the things that I've told you, and follow on the things that I've went over here just recently, integrity, self-esteem, honesty, trust, I can tell you that you will be successful, but I can't tell you how much you're going to make, because that's up to you. Right? That's totally up to you. Nobody else. The only person who can make that choice is you. There we go. Now I've got the office smelling good. I lit one of them, they're not incense, but they're a really, really smelly good candle. Believe in yourself. Believe in what you do. And things will get better for you. And for those of you that's sitting there saying, well, you know what? I did all this stuff I already know, John. Why are you telling me this? I already know this. I already have good self-esteem. I already have a good integrity. I already have trust. I already have all that. Why are you telling me this? Can we just move on? Well, I'm reminding you then. You know the wonderful thing about marketing and online networking and all that is all the things that you learn and that you get to pass on to somebody else. And man, is that not a gift? That is a gift in so many ways. People will remember you for it. They'll remember what you told them and what you done for them. And that brings us to my next important key. Never stop learning. Never stop learning. Never stop looking to learn more. Continue and continue and continue to feed your brain with information. Learn, learn, learn. Listen, listen, listen. Learn and listen. Listen and learn. Because the more you learn, the more you're going to make. How many of you think about money when someone says profit? How many of you ever been told something, and as soon as the person tells you profit, does money come to your mind right off? See, it doesn't with me. And that's all from learning, listening and learning. Profit to me is in several ways. When I first started out, I didn't have a laptop. I didn't have a company. I didn't have anything. And I started going to seminars and conventions and meetings, and started going to the library and started listening to audio books and started doing all this stuff. And the profits was wonderful. The profits was wonderful. I learned how to figure out what was good domains. I learned how to figure out how to build my company. I learned how to go about doing things with my business the right way. I learned what would make and what would gain me an honest business, an honest relationship. All these profits. Don't ever think that profit is just money. Now, money is important to your business, and I know that. But don't let it be your main thing. Don't let it be in front of you every day. Don't let the money symbols be in front of you when you're trying to get something done. Because then you're going to be focused about the money. That's going to be at the top of your mind right off the bat is the money, and you're going to overlook things. You're going to overlook the small things that sometimes are the biggest things that you pass up. Now, I want you to take notes. I want you to remember everything that I've talked to you about. Integrity and honesty and what profit really is. Self-esteem. Because all this stuff is important. You might come across somebody else in your business later on that's working for you, and they don't understand how to move forward with themselves. And you can share that same information with them. And that's a great profit, isn't it? That's a great profit to you, to them. I opened my door for a minute. It's cool out, but it's beautiful. Birds are chirping. But it's cold. So let me ask you the next question, and I'll be doing some following podcasts related to this later on. But I just want you to think about a few things. One, I want you to think about your skills. What skill sets do you have? Always make room for more skills. But what skill sets do you have? Do you have any skills? If you do, that's great. And if you don't, that's great. Because you can change that today. Whether it involves reading more, or watching videos, or listening to podcasts, or whatever it might be. Always leave room to learn. Always leave room to gain new skills. See, my main thing on learning is what I'm doing right now with my business is marketing. I'm creating products that are wonderful. Creating products that deliver such a great gift to myself and to you or to those that buy products. So you're wanting to start up your own business. You want to be your own boss. And that's good. But don't ever look at yourself like you're always above other people around you. Even though even though you are your own boss, don't ever approach others with that attitude. I'm my own boss. I know what I'm talking about. I don't need to listen to you tell me what I need to be doing. If you come across someone that knows a lot, that has good, great wisdom, or that's smart, that maybe knows more than you, accept that and just listen. If you got someone, you come across them when they give you constructive criticism, don't let it make you mad. Don't let it disappoint you. Don't let it make you cry. Don't let it make you want to grab somebody up and choke them. Thank them. Thank them for the constructive criticism, because now they've just helped you out. They just helped you become more successful. Right? Always accept constructive criticism, because it's not personal. It's never personal when it's constructive criticism. It's just to help you. It's telling you in a polite way what you can do to do better. I always love it when people come to me and give me advice. Now, it's one thing if someone's giving you constructive criticism, and if you got another person that's just being right down rude to you, then you just tell them to shut up. Tell them you don't want to hear it. You'll find your constructive criticism from somebody else that can tell you in a nicer way. Because trust me, I do understand how some people can be. Laugh at you. Tell you don't know what you're talking about. You're doing all this wrong. What the heck was you thinking? Did you actually think you was doing something right with the way you're running your business? Just remember, they're not the ones running it, you are. You don't got to listen to those that are rude. If it's somebody that really knows their business, or that really knows something that's going to help you, and that has good integrity and respect, they're not going to tell you in a mean way anyways. They're going to approach you the way that they should. Right? Now, I've got a lot more great aspects of business and marketing and getting you started. But I'm going to jump in and give you some stuff to think about today, and then I want you to come back tomorrow and I want you to listen to me more. I don't want to give it all out in one day and then you never come back. I want to build a relationship with all of my listeners and followers. Okay? Now I'm going to approach this as you have never ran a business. Okay? That's the best way for me to approach it, so I know I'm not missing nothing and nobody's missing out. Right? So the first thing we're going to talk about is your business name. The name of your business. You want a name that obviously isn't inappropriate. You want a name that makes sense. And you want a name that is catchy. You ever had someone, say the name of a business and it automatically connects with you and you never forget that name? And then next time you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, I've heard of that name. That's them two ladies that run that cookie store uptown. Right? So when you create your name, think of what it is that you do, and think of it as a name that will be connected more than one way. And when I say that, I'm talking as in being connected with the domain, being connected with the Google account, being connected with the Facebook account, being connected with the Twitter account. Make it a name that is presentable in all aspects, to make it look good in all aspects. For example, I've got a domain name, which obviously it wasn't made up. It's a name that is my name. JohnnyEstep.com. You can go check it out if you want. And that's just personal. If someone someone said, hey, you ever been to JohnnyEstep.com, you're not going to think of it as a business, are you? You're going to know it's probably just a personal page or something like that. You're not going to see it as business, right? Now, what if I said Johnny'sWarehouse.com? Now that changes things up a little bit, don't it? Not only does it have my name, but it also has another name involved in it that tells you that it's for a business. And it can be connected in more than one way, because it's got the name warehouse in it. A warehouse is something that you hold a lot of stuff in, a lot of products or inventory for anything. And see, it doesn't limit you on what it could stand for. So that way, if you got a business, and if it was yours, Johnny'sWarehouse.com, say it was yours and you were storing nothing but sports inventory, it wouldn't be wrong, would it? Even though you didn't use the name sport in the name, you still got a name connected in there that tells you automatically before you even go there that there's going to be something there on that website that's going to be about products, about inventory. Let me give you another example of another domain that I manage. HTMLdummies.com. And no, we don't call people dumb. HTMLdummies.com, what's that tell you? Now that's a simple name. And it's to the point. And you already know before you go there kind of what you're going to run into. Right? It's not going to be advanced. It's not going to be something real complex. It's not going to be something real complicated. And it's got to do with HTML. And it's not going to be none of the other because it's got the word dummies in it. HTMLdummies.com. Go check it out if you want. Still a lot of building going on with that because I have many things going on at one time. But at a speed that I can handle. We'll talk about that in a minute. So think of a name. For the next few days, just sit around, write down names. When you think of something, write it down. Don't just jump the gun and get that name right off. Now, after you get a name, you want to do your research too. Remember that, research. For the kind of business you're going to run. You want to make sure that name doesn't exist, right? So do your research and make sure no one else owns that name. Make sure that name will work out. Of course, when you go to register, they'll do that too, and they'll let you know. They'll let you know if that name's been used in your state or wherever else that has been registered for in the system. They'll let you know. Just do your research. Look on your pages for your state. I believe you can get some information. The best way to do that would be go through Google and put in Google, keywords that would help you locate to, because I don't know what your guys's, where you might be. I don't want to give you a domain that's not going to match for you to go, do your research. But just find out where you got to go for your state to register your business name. Usually you can go to something like state.gov. Or you can put in your state name.gov, something like that. It usually work. Just do your research though. Find out about the name. Make sure the name, and it's free. It doesn't cost you to do a business name lookup. Matter of fact, you can even look up business names through the IRS, Internal Revenue Services.gov. You can go there. You can do a research. Nationwide. That way, if you're running a business that's more than just for one state, especially with marketing. Remember that marketing is not just one area. The business that I do is for all over. I've worked with people out of California, New York, Tennessee, Kentucky, Florida, Georgia, Michigan, Chicago, Wyoming, Phoenix, all over. So do your research on your name and take your time. Take your time. Even if it takes you another 2 or 3 weeks to get your name properly put together, that's fine. It'll be worth it. Because then you won't have to go back and fix it. Because you've already done your research. Now also remember, I got the phone blasting in my ear here, don't I? Always remember that your name also will be good. You can do research to see if there's a domain name with that. Like when I did HTMLdummies.com. Well, in the beginning, I was going to do HTML4dummies.com. I couldn't do that, though. It was already taken. And there was nothing on it. But it was already grabbed because that domain vendor thought, man, that's a good name, HTML for Dummies. I'll go ahead and grab that and sell it to the next idiot around the corner for $3,000 or $4,000. But that'll never happen because no one will never pay that. Just remember, names are unlimited. So if you don't see your name and it's hit the premium market for a high dollar, don't buy it because it's for sale for $3,000. I've seen them for sale for $8,000. It doesn't mean that's the value that it carries. It means that's the value that the person decided to put on there. They made up their own price. I remember when the blind community expired, the domain expired and our renew wasn't on. And as soon as it expired, there was another company that had the program to where it automatically grabs domains when they're available. Well, they bought that domain, right? They bought that domain. And I thought, great, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So I went, looked for it. It directed me to a page where they were selling it. And there wasn't even a price. They didn't even have a price. It just said, contact us. So I wrote them, and they wrote me back, and they said, for $800, we'll sell you the domain. I said, no, thank you. I'll pass. They wrote back again. They said, well, it's going to be hard for your friends to run that company without that domain. They need this domain, and we're giving it to them cheap. They said, normally it'd be $3,000 or $4,000. I said, that's not true. That's not true. Domain's just a domain. Tell me it's worth $8,000. To me, with the way that everything ran, it was worth way more than that to me, millions of dollars. Because it was full of great people. So then it just got changed. The name got changed. TheBlindCommunity.org. It's an organization. That's simple. So remember that. Look up the name. Think of a name. If it's available, buy it. And remember that leave your options open so that your name can match with other things that you do with it. With Twitter and Facebook and Google and Periscope and all that stuff. Right? So what I want you to do today, I want you to sit back and think about your business name and what names you might want. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about integrity, and I want you to think about self-esteem. I want you to think about all that stuff, and then I want you to think about what exactly do you want to do? What do you want to do with marketing? Because the options are just endless. The products, you might have a certain type of product, but just think about it. I'm not going to push forward about anything else today because I want you to think about everything that I talked to you about today. Right? And do your research. Research your name. If you figure all that out in one day and you're sure you're 100%, grab that name. Set up your accounts for it. Set up your Google. Set up your Twitter. Set up your Facebook. That'll be some more stuff we'll be talking about later on down the road. About setting up your Facebook page for your business and setting up other social sites and doing some management. We'll talk about that sometime. But I do want you to know this. Before I close out, I want you to know this. You are only going to be as successful as you want to be. That's hard to bite, isn't it? You're like, what the hell? It's kind of contradicting, John. What do you mean? I'm only going to be successful as I want to be. Well, because that's the facts of it. If you want your company to be worth millions, and you know you can do it, then that's what it's going to be. I don't doubt you one bit. Not one bit. And I've not even heard about your company yet. I'm going to be putting together a conference call here soon. I want you guys to join. Those of you that stuck around and listened to this, I want you to join because I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you're going to do. What kind of business you going to run? What's your ideas? And then I'll take some Q&As and answer some questions. I know I started out slow today. We had an interruption. Hopefully I didn't mess up his podcast. If it did, I apologize if you missed out on any of it. I'll fix it and just redo it again. It's just another day gone by. No big deal. Please do follow me on the podcast if you're listening to this through your Spreaker. Follow me if you're listening through YouTube. Please subscribe, share. You'll probably see more stuff pop up today. And that happens because I do a lot of different stuff. It's the beauty of running your own business. It's the beauty of making your own choices. It's the beauty of having nobody tell you what you can and can't do. Anyways, you guys take care. And we'll talk again real soon, I promise. But I was really glad to be here to be able to help out and help guide you guys a little bit. It means a lot to me, though, for those of you that, stick around and listen. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it. So you guys take care. And I'll be back on there real soon. That's for sure. Until next time, it's Johnny Estep. Be sure to come back tomorrow.